Here with head men's basketball coach Keith Urgo. Coach, first off, this was for you to get a position like this as head coach in college basketball. How has this transition been so far? I know you guys had a summer together, but your first official practice in the Rose Hill gym. How are things going?
You know what? I couldn't be more excited. Obviously, I'm beyond proud to be the head coach here at Fordham. You know, it's a little bit different, though. It's an easier transition for me, having been here last year as the associate head coach. So it's not stepping into a brand new program with brand new players. We got a lot of returning guys who I'm very excited about, who have really taken a big step with their leadership. Guys like Darius Quisenberry, Kyle Rose, and Antrell Charlton. So it makes it a little bit easier when you got guys who have been in our program for the second year. We're not changing a whole lot up. So for them to be consistent, take the next step as leaders, help us take the program a little bit higher than we were last year. It's an easier transition for me, but I couldn't be more excited.
Now this year, you again return of a lot of guys, as you said. Darius Quisenberry was in the boot today, kind of hobbling around the practice. Angel Montas going off to the side doing his own thing. So, is there any sort of injury update with those two, and when will they be back?
Yeah, Darius is just kind of day to day. He tweaked his ankle in a game a couple weeks ago, so we're just gradually getting him back. He's a workhorse, so every day they have a regiment. There's no reason to rush him. He's an older guy. He knows what to expect of himself. So he's just not one of those guys who's going to sit with an injury and just watch. He's doing something every single day to get himself better, whether or not it's film, whether or not it's in the cold tubs, whether or not it's ball handling. So he should be back any day now. As far as Angel, he had the surgery in June. He's way ahead of schedule according to the doctors. He had a great doctor's appointment this morning. So we're slowly but surely getting him back on the court. Hopefully he can return to doing some on-court stuff here in a couple of weeks. So for those guys, it's just day by day.
So offensively, those two bring a lot to the table. But you've made a lot of changes, a lot of freshmen coming in who all do very different things on the offensive side. How are they going to help improve the Rams' offensive firepower?
And so we've really focused this year specifically on taking care of the basketball. Right now, with Coach Paulson being a little bit more involved with our offense, I feel really good about our development. But, it's a work in progress. But, again, when you have a little bit more talent, a little bit more skill, we're able to play a little faster. It's really key that we take care of the basketball. So that's been our main focus.
So you mentioned Dave Paulson. He comes over, spent a lot of time at George Mason, other places as a head coach. Comes in. You called him a very bright offensive mind today in the one of the basketball almanacs that came out. How is he going to revolutionize your offense a little bit more?
Well, I wouldn't say revolutionize, but he's, because we did a lot of the same things that he was comfortable with in George Mason. He's just a little bit more detailed. He brings in a fresh voice, right? So he's, again, not new because he was here as a consultant last year. So he was here a lot, saw what we did. But for me, it's just a comfort level, right? A guy who's been a 27 years head coaching, experience comes in. He's not, he's just excited to be back on the floor, right? So it's just, tweaking things here and there, a little bit more detail, spending a little bit more time offensively, for us, dedicating a little bit more time to our practice on offense, which he's excited about. But I couldn't be more excited to have him be a full-time member of our staff. And obviously you got guys like Ron Ramon and Trey Woodall who are now in their second year in our program that bring an incredible amount of energy and knowledge. So I just absolutely love our staff, and I think Dave has just added some more experience to that.
So last question, the out-of-conference schedule. You got all but 2 games here at the Rose Hill Gymnasium. And again, we mentioned 5 freshmen, a very young group behind this very older group as well, so a nice little fusion. How is that going to help the freshmen come along a little bit more in their development?
Yeah, you know what? Anytime you're sleeping in your own bed, you're in your own gym, shooting on baskets that you put timeless amount of effort and energy into shooting each and every day since they stepped on the floor. You're in more of a routine when you're at home, right? We like to travel a little bit because you get that team camaraderie, but the more you can be at home, the more you can be in your standard routine, eat the same food we eat every day, shoot on the same basket, sleep in your same bed, the more comfortable you are. Obviously, we have some challenges on the road in Arkansas and Tulane, which I think will prepare us for the Atlantic 10, but we're really excited about the competition we have in the non-conference. So our guys are excited to get going for sure.
Well, the anticipation is building here in the Rose Hill Gymnasium and at the practices. Coach, thank you again for the time.
Thank you.
All right. I'm here. Practice with Khalid Moore, graduate student transfer from Georgia Tech. Khalid, how was the first day of official practice?
It was definitely a good practice for today. We got a good chance to get at it. So there was a lot of competition going on. So we definitely just got at it and competed.
Now, offensively last year, one of the worst three-point shooting teams in the Atlantic 10 and in the country. How are you guys trying to change that this year?
A bunch of our guys, we're putting in the extra work, getting extra shots, getting in at night, in the morning. So just keep working on it and try and get better with that.
One more question. So assistant coach Dave Paulson comes over, spent a couple years as the George Mason head coach, and Coach Ergo said he was one of the brightest offensive minds. How has he opened up things for you guys on that side of the floor?
He's just been a good guy for us, just informing us with a lot of knowledge. So just letting us know where we could get better, positioning and plays and all that. So it's just definitely a good help having all that knowledge on our side.
Khalid Moore, graduate student transfer from Georgia Tech in his 5th and final year here in college basketball. Khalid, thanks for the time.
Thank you for having us. For sure.
Got it.